Hello adventurers, I'm Gray and welcome back to Graveyard Keeper, and oh boy is this game a nice little break, a nice little release from the busyness that is my life right now. Cause I have had a really busy past week, it's been pretty crazy, and by the time this video goes up, school will have started for me as well, so it's gonna get even crazier from here on out. Before we go into any of that though, we do have a few tips I want to go through real quick that were given to me in the comments. Once again, thank you very much. So first of all, I accidentally wasted some fertilizer, I know, and I wasted some gold star quality fertilizer as well, because I misclick and I don't think sometimes. But it's alright. It's my time wasted, not yours. So a good way to keep food on you is to just have pumpkins, and they kept silver star pumpkins on them. That is not a bad idea, because I'm not using pumpkins for pretty much anything else. And I do have some saved up, I believe, and might as well get some more of this peat going. So I'll probably just do that and just keep some pumpkins on me. I do have some bread right now. Bread's always nice for a little bit of a pick-me-up. But we have 11 bronze in here. We have 14 silvers and all this sorts of stuff. Like, we don't have to go down to the dungeon anymore, so it's not like we're going to be spending them super quickly. Or at least I hope not. So that means that we can hopefully just use these 14 for quite a while, because they should give a lot. And this way I don't have to worry about making tons of pumpkin soup, because that takes ages and is really tiring. Okay, oh! I was being told that I could potentially quickly move items by shift clicking, so let me try that. Right clicking moves one. I think shift clicking moves a whole stack. Yeah. Okay. So I keep forgetting about that, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget about that again in the future. I mean, it's not too big a deal. I can always just click and then select the amount, but it's just a little bit of a way to save time. It's like Minecraft. Shift click just moves the whole stack. Okay. I appreciate you all enjoying the content, even if I'm not like doing that much to really do anything unique or to edit it super well or to do anything really special. I wish I could do so much more of YouTube and do all sorts of unique stuff. Like, I want to do Hytale stuff, but I feel like there's so many people who will just do it so much better. Like, in the first times of YouTube, like whenever Minecraft was first being done on YouTube, people could just let's play and just talk and record, no editing, no intros, no anything, just some raw gameplay for 20, 30 minutes, even an hour sometimes, for like hundreds of episodes, and people would just watch that the whole way and just enjoy it and just have fun. And that's kind of what I wish I could do. That's what I want to do. But nowadays, with the current landscape of YouTube, it's rather difficult to do that because there's so many people doing really well edited, really great stuff, and people want something that's just a really well-made video nowadays, something unique that stands out. And I don't really have the time nor the skills to really do that. I just want to have fun recording and playing some games. And that's probably what I'm going to keep on doing, and I appreciate it if y'all still enjoy that. That's really cool. Even if it's a smaller number of you than it would be if I did something more special. I really appreciate all of you who are watching. Like, that's why I do it. I do these types of videos because I find it fun and I love interacting with you all. Those are the main reasons. I make no money. I don't plan on making money off this. I'm going to be a doctor. I don't need YouTube to make money. Not to brag or anything, but that's sort of like what I'm doing. And YouTube is just something I do for fun, and you all are what make it fun. Okay, so that's basically that. I apologize if my thing keeps cutting out a little bit. You can tell that I'm really getting invested in school right now because I've had to download an app called Teams, which basically lets us collaborate with classmates and teachers and stuff like that and send messages and start calls. And every time a message pops up now for like a Teams chat, it minimizes Graveyard Keeper for some reason, and it plays a ping, and it's kind of annoying, so I had to set that to Do Not Disturb. So that's another thing I guess I'm going to need to keep track of this semester. I'm going to be talking a lot about school this episode, just saying. Also, it looks like most of the things I have to do in this game are pretty long-term at this point. Like, Astrologer can't do right now, that takes a while. Snake, I'm working on that. I need to bring a Dark Heart for the ritual, and that's going to be something for the future as well. Merchant, I'm working on crates, but I need to grow the garden, grow the farm, I should say. Aristocrat paper, super expensive. That'll be a long time to get. Bishop, super long-term thing as well. And the only other thing we have left to do is the Inquisitor stuff, which requires us to get burgers and gold star mugs of beer. So the real two things I need to do is sell crop crates and get the beer made, because I already made the burgers. But both of those just require a lot of farming and waiting. So really, it's just a little excuse for me to get on here, to talk about school, talk about what's been going on this past week or so, get these hops going. There you go, harvest all this. We might actually have enough to make some beer, though. I think we needed 10. I think we needed 10 for one thing, and I think we make 10 at a time, so maybe like 10 gold star hops makes 10 mugs of beer. I'm not 100% sure about the conversion rate there. We do have 4, though. I might bring some of these hops back to the basement of my house, just to test it out and kind of see what we need for what we're doing. I also probably should have left the crop waste back at the other farm, but not too big a deal. For now, let's go ahead and plant the Silver Star hops on the good fertilizer. Oh, I left the fertilizer. Dang it. I forgot that I left it at the other farm. Okay, we're going to have to go back there anyway. I'm going to go ahead and bring the hops over, though. I'm going to bring all the hops down to the church basement, or down to my house basement, and we're going to see what we can do with them. But yeah, regarding school, as of this recording that I'm doing right now, school is starting up for me again tomorrow morning for this semester. The second year of pharmacy school, what is probably going to be... Why did I bring all the seeds with me? I meant to bring the hops with me. I'm really not thinking that well about games right now. I'm so focused on just school. It's been driving me crazy. Okay, so it starts tomorrow morning, and it's a whole mess right now. It's a whole mess. The whole country is a whole mess right now with the virus. I don't know what's going on. None of our teachers know what's going on. I mean, they're doing their best to help us out. Like, our school is actually doing all right compared to many others. We're being very, very safe. And that makes sense. Since we're a pharmacy school, we're involved in medicine, so they want to be sort of pinnacle for what we're supposed to do correctly. So we're being very, very safe. Everything is online. Everything is online. Technically, there are some labs that they say if they have to be held in person, like we cannot do them online, we're going to be doing them in person in like 3 separate groups of students. That way it's divided as much as possible. But they're going to try and find a way, if they can, to put literally every single thing online. And that has made it very confusing. Teachers are having to use all sorts of sources like Teams in order to connect with students, GroupMe also to connect with students and things like that, communications and stuff. We're using Office 365 for all sorts of Microsoft programs to get all that sort of stuff done. Actually, where do we make it at? Have I not unlocked the mug of beer in here? Thought I did. Where is the beer? Yeah, we have unlocked a mug of beer. It's crafted at Zombie Brewing Stand. We have a brewing stand, right? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, okay. So what do we need for Gold Star? It's not as bad as I thought. We can go ahead and get the first set of this done, actually. But we do need to get some wheat, which we do not have any right now. In fact, I think I turned all the wheat into bread, and I did not think about that. So we're going to need water, we're going to need some wheat, we're going to get that planted, we're going to get that going. It's all good, it's all good. Fertilizer, I think I stored it somewhere in the farm upstairs. But even beyond that, like we use D2L as our software. If you've never used it before, it's basically just an online school thing where they can give you assignments, they can post your notes and all sorts of things. And then they're also using Panopto, which is basically a program where you can record your lectures and things like that so that students can listen to them later. And it records the PowerPoint and the teacher's face as well, so that helps you to connect with the teacher. There's so many programs being used that we have to keep track of. Like, there's all sorts of websites that have our textbooks on an online format for us to access. There's so many files that they're posting constantly. I'm getting like 20 emails a day. It is madness. These past 2 days or so especially, well really these past 2 weeks, I should say, have been insanity in terms of me trying to keep up with everything going on and replying to all the messages people keep sending me. And I think I've been hit harder than almost anyone else in this respect, just because of the amount of things I'm doing at my school. The sheer number of roles I have, the sheer number of positions I'm helping out with, which is good in many respects. Like, I'm not complaining about it because even though they can be stressful and give me a lot of work to do, they also let me form a lot of great connections and they make people know me. But these past 2 weeks, I've been tutoring the first year students and helping them out because the first year pharmacy students started 2 weeks earlier than we did, just because they want to give them a little head start to get them ahead of the game. That way they don't feel too behind once we start going to full school in the online format and everything. Which is a change from past years, so they're ahead of the game, basically. And I've been tutoring them these past 2 weeks and helping them out a lot, so I think pretty much all the first year students know me, which is a bit strange because I feel like more know me than they would have if we had had school in person. Which is really cool. I really like that. I am uncertain of where I put my fertilizer. I'm sure I stored it somewhere. Where did I store it? Some sort of a chest, somewhere I stored my fertilizer. I'm just going to be wandering around, to be honest, until I find it. Take some burgers with me as well. I'm going to bring that to the stand. Some water. We do need a little bit of water. I mean, one is too much of a little bit. And we need some wheat as well. We'll figure it out. But even beyond tutoring, I've also been helping in a new, like, what's called a well-being program at my school. Because our school has really been pushing, there it is, for the well-being of our students. like mentally and physically, making sure we're all doing well, not stressing out, and not like getting depressed or anything like that from school. Because burnout and depression are really big things in medical school, in pharmacy school, and anything like that. People get freaking stressed out from that stuff. So we do our best to sort of help out with that. But we're implementing basically a new program at our school, which is sort of like a Harry Potter style thing, where we're dividing the different students into houses. And these houses will compete with each other in different games, competitions. We'll have little like house holidays. We'll have slogans and banners that the classes can make and all sorts of fun stuff. And it's really cool. And I love it. And I've been helping out a ton with it. Like I was apparently, according to them, handpicked to help with the program. In fact, I had one of the biggest roles in it, which is a mentorship chair. So there are several different chairs in the program. And technically, you could say I didn't have like the highest roles because there's vice president and president. But in terms of just pure busyness, mine might have been even higher than like the vice president. Not the president. Like the president is named Taylor, and she's been doing super hard work. So no, I haven't been as busy as her, but I have been super busy as mentorship chair. I basically help to decide what students get what teachers as their mentors, and how that whole program's going to go, and how the houses will be decided, and all that sort of stuff. And I've talked to the P1s so much for that as well, that they really, like, they must know me. And in my opinion, they must be tired of me at this point. Because they've seen my face so much in different calls. But it's kept me preoccupied, like super busy these past 2 weeks. And if it was just those two things alone, I would still be super busy. But you take those things and you pile on all the different roles I have in organizations. Like I'm the treasurer in 2 different clubs, and I've spent, especially these past 2 days, trying to work out how to move my name to the bank accounts, how to access online banking, how to use a Venmo account. Venmo is basically, if you haven't used it before, an app that lets you do money transfers from person to person, from like person to clubs, all that sort of stuff super easily. You just create an account and you can just send money into that app and then to other Venmo accounts. And we've been trying to figure out how to transfer that account or make an account, because some of the clubs that I'm a part of did not have people who were technologically inclined having the roles in the past, so they had no idea what they were doing. So I have to set up a lot of this stuff and figure out, and it's really annoying. During this time of the virus where everything is locked down, I'm waiting for the farmer. I want to buy more wheat seeds, by the way. God dang it. But it's really annoying right now, I must say, in order to contact the banks and to get anything done with banks, because they don't let you in. They keep the doors locked. Some banks just don't let anyone in general. Some are appointment only around here. So we've had to figure everything out through phone calls and emails, and that is not a fun way to do it, let me tell you, because you don't know if anything worked well when you're doing it through like emails. Like we send the bank tons of emails, they're like, okay, send us these files. We do. We don't get another response for like 2 weeks, and we have to call them. They're like, oh yeah, we set up the account properly. Why didn't you tell us when you set up the account properly? That's frustrating. So that's been a whole mess trying to figure all that stuff out. Plus, one of the previous leaders of one of the previous position owners for one of the positions I have. I'm just buying all of them, whatever. Actually, I'll buy this too. I have plenty of ways to earn money, so it's fine. One of the previous holders of that treasurer role, one of them, lost a lot of the stuff that they were supposed to keep safe for that role, so we had to repurchase some stuff as well, and I had to figure out the funds for that. Okay, and that's just the treasurer roles. Like, I am secretary of another organization for industry pharmacy, and I am also a historian for one of the biggest clubs at our school, which means that I basically have to set up the billboard, and I need to make a scrapbook by next summer, so I have plenty of time for that one. But I've been doing a lot for that secretary role because the industry pharmacist club that we have at our school now is newly formed. This year is the first year. I was a founding member, and I have a pretty big leadership role in it. In fact, I've been doing a lot more than my role even says for me to do, just because I want to push myself to really say I did a lot as a founding member. But these past like 2 weeks or so, I've had to dedicate a lot of time in that role to... Oh, I need to get some water. I had to dedicate a lot of time in that role to setting up a billboard in our school's basement, which is basically a way to promote our organizations. We have billboards downstairs, which showcase the leaders of the organization, like what teachers are coordinating it, what our organization does, all that sort of stuff, and we have to make it look pretty and nice. And I did that for 2 clubs. One is the club that I am historian of, because that's part of my roles for that. And that one took like 5 hours, or I guess more like 3.5 hours is more accurate to do. And then the other one for the industry pharmacy organization took me like 5 hours to do. Or 4 hours, I should say, 4 hours for that one. because I had to set that one up from complete scratch, and I had to buy lots of stuff to set it up. I had to be creative, and it took a lot of work as well, and that was really tiring. And it's especially frustrating because our school does not let anyone access the school anymore. No one can walk into the school grounds using our key cards anymore in order to be safe from the virus. They restrict everything. And because of that, I have to wait for someone to let me into the building. The printers at school weren't working. I had to figure everything out myself, improvise so much stuff. I had to handwrite and draw a lot of things since the printer wasn't working, and it was very tiring. But I got that done over this past 2 weeks or so as well. So this is all just to explain like what's been keeping me busy and why I might not be getting uploads up at the set times this past week or so. It's going to be sort of... Oh, I need more wheat than that. It's probably going to keep up like that for the next while. Just because of school starting up, the transition, trying to figure out how classes are going to go. Because as class president... Oh yeah, I should mention, I am also the president of my entire class. I've mentioned that before. It's insane. I know. I'm pretty sure I'm insane. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to get all sorts of experiences, but I need to be sure not to drive myself crazy. But I'm the president of the class, and I've had students ask me, like, how are classes even going to be done? What are we doing? Like, what is going on? And I have no idea what's going on. Everything is being winged. Everything is improvised right now. And basically, we're going to have to hope we can figure it out by the time class hits tomorrow morning. Whew, there's going to be a lot of lower grades this year, I feel. Not just like in my school, but just across this whole country. Grades are going to be lower. Moms are going to be crazy. Kids are already going crazy, and parents, I'm sure, because Fortnite got banned. And that's a whole nother situation that I find really interesting to follow. With the whole Epic Games, like, suing Apple and Google and all that sorts of stuff. Like, parents are going to have hell this year if you're like if you have kids that are like in elementary school or middle school or even like high school nowadays. I do not envy you. I do not like wish to be in your position. I do wish you good luck. That's all I can say. But it's going to be rough. This is probably going to be one of the roughest years just in general for any sort of schooling. So good luck, everyone. Good luck with all that. We're going to continue farming though. This is mostly just like a chill, let me talk sort of episode, little podcasty thing. Plus, I only had a little bit of time to record today, just because my friends, or at least one of my friends, is coming back up to my apartment today, which is where we're going to be doing school from. Even though their classes are also online, they're heading up here anyway because this is a pretty chill place to sort of study and relax and do that sort of thing. Which I agree, it's nice. If it's just us here, we don't have any parents telling us what to do, we can just study on our own time. But I don't really like recording when there's other people around. I like to spend time with them. And also, I don't want them to hear me talking into a microphone all the time if I'm not speaking to them. So yeah, I have a very limited time today, which is why I just wanted to play some Graveyard Keeper. But this gives me a bit of time to relax at the very least, to chill out before I have another 50 million things to do for school later today, which I do. I have another ton of things to do for school. Like this afternoon, I have to record a video in order to introduce some of the houses. So remember when I mentioned that new well-being program? I have to introduce the new students to the houses this afternoon by recording a little introductory video that'll be really silly. It's sort of like a little scripted thing that we're doing. And I'm a little bit embarrassed because it's going to be very silly. And I have to prepare myself for it. I made a mistake earlier this year, I should say, or earlier this last school year, where there was a talent show. Actually, it was this year as well. But we had a talent show at our school, and I wanted to get my name out there because I was running for president of the class at the time. I wanted people to know who I was. I wanted to do as much as possible so people would recognize me. So there was a talent show, and I normally don't do talent shows. I've never done a single talent show in my life before this. And I was like, okay, I might be insane. I'm going to do a pharmacy school talent show, see how it goes. What talent do I even have? And I came to the rousing conclusion that I didn't have any talent for me to really do. So I had to come up with something real quick because it was 2 weeks to the show. I hadn't practiced anything. What am I going to do? So I decided instead of doing something serious that I would be really talented for, I'd do something silly, something funny, see how that goes. So I decided to do a rap. I decided to write my own rap and hope that that would be something funny, like interesting enough to get people to like what it was and to like vote it up highly and really know who I was. And here's the thing, I don't like rap. Controversial, I know, but I don't like rap. I don't like hip hop. And you might wonder, why'd you do a rap? Well, it's because I know how I can talk fast. If you listen to this video, you can tell that I talk very fast sometimes whenever I get invested in a situation. I can just keep on talking without any sort of interruption and just keep on going on and on without anything stopping me about random topics on a tangent. And it's just going very quickly. And I figured that I used to always be good at tongue twisters as well. So I'm just waiting for crops to grow, by the way. I used to be really good at tongue twisters, so I could probably do a tongue twister rap. And that's what I did. I took a lot of tongue twisters. I kind of made my own tongue twister sometimes as well. Threw it into one long rap with a nice backbeat that I got off a royalty-free music website. And sang that tongue twister rap. And it took me quite a while to get the perfect take for it. Because tongue twisters are good and all. But doing many in a row, like maybe 6 or 7 in a row, without any mistakes, to the beat of a rap, is not exactly easy. However, I did have the advantage of the talent show was online, it was virtual, you could record video, it wasn't in person, so you had more than one chance to try it. So I could just keep doing it until I got the perfect take, and eventually I did, and it even had some pharmacy like drug names and stuff, like a drug name rap at the end as well. And I quite liked it. It was pretty good. And I got second place, I believe, in that competition. The guy who won was very talented and did like a dance number that was like 10 minutes long. That was like really nice without any cuts in it. And I don't know how he did it, but it was really good. So I wasn't surprised that he won. But getting second place in that, whenever I didn't figure anything out until like 2 weeks before the competition, even though they told us about it for like the past several months, I just improvised that in the last 2 weeks and got like second. That was really cool. But now, like the reason why I said that was a mistake is people keep asking me for different clubs to do raps for them. They're like, hey, can you do like a rap for this house introduction video? And can you do a rap for like the video introducing our organization? And I've been like feeling bad, but I've been trying to decline them all because it was already so embarrassing to do one. I don't know if I could do another. I only did that to run for president, and it was a good experience, and I'm glad I did it, and I was a part of that talent show. But, geez, people want me to do embarrassing things all the time now. Like, the video this afternoon was originally they wanted me to do a rap, but since I didn't exactly want to do that, we came up with something else, and I'm recording sort of a silly parody, like, spoof of a movie. The movie is Castaway, by the way. Doing a little Castaway, little clip thing, which is kind of fun. I'm kind of embarrassed to do it, but I'll make it work. It's been insane, though. It's been an insane past 2 weeks, and it's going to keep on being crazy in the future. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best to do well in school and in life. That's basically all I can really hope for. Oh boy, we have a whole lot more crop waste here. We're making good progress, though. We still need the wheat to grow. Once this wheat grows, I want to get our first Inquisitor thing done in this episode. So we might need to just sleep and get the wheat to be done. You know, I thought that I had missed prayer day, but apparently if I don't leave my house, then I don't think the Pope leaves. So that should be fine. Sorry, not the Pope. What was he? The bishop? I think it's the bishop. Yeah, the bishop guy. I don't think he leaves until I go outside my house. So if I sleep and then come straight here from underground, I can just do it so long as it's still the correct day. Now get out of here. Give me back my money. Actually, I'm going to test this theory. So it's already nighttime. Let's see if he leaves. Oh, he just left. He was already Okay, I think I must have just got there a split second before he left then, which is cool. I'm all down for that. It looks like he just finished a book, but I don't see a book in here. And also, how much does Faith stack to? Does it stack to like a full 1,000? Or 999, I should say. Is the book in here? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, he just puts it in here now, apparently. Cool. Let's use that. Okay, let's see if our wheat is good. It looks like the wheat is not quite ready yet. And we'll get ourselves a nice little meditation session down in order to get it done. In that case, should be fine. Oh, wait. I see it finishing as I stand here. Look, the wheat is growing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. The wheat is growing before my very eyes. I mean, this is like Minecraft, just seeing the crops just rise up. Okay. Do they grow at slightly different rates, though, or did I plant those, like, much earlier on than these? Well, regardless, this is enough wheat to go ahead and get our first batch of beer going as well. So let's go ahead and go down here. make us some beer. Gonna need that to get through pharmacy school. A funny thing, some students were talking whenever they were introducing themselves to new students. I was also, I should mention, I was one of the guys who was chosen to be an introductory person for the P1 students, the new students, to like ask me any questions about school and all that sorts of stuff. Like I was one of few chosen to do that, so I did that as well. And I remember one of the other people who was with me helping the P1s was saying like, you need lots of coffee to make it through pharmacy school and all that sorts of stuff. I'm just like, I don't even like coffee. I recommend just hot tea. Hot tea is the best. And she was like, well, you know, I love hot tea, but it's not enough caffeine. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't drink coffee at all. Like, I don't drink any coffee whatsoever. I just go with whatever tea I got. I don't really do like any sort of caffeine either. Like a little bit in green tea. I guess there's some caffeine in green tea, but I don't really go for caffeine or any sort of medication to help me sleep or anything to help relieve stress. I just kind of go with it, you know? Just kind of go with the flow. Go where life takes me. There we go. Mugs of beer. Okay, looks like we got ourselves the 10 beers. We can go ahead and bring that over to the Inquisitor's place. And that would be a good place to end off the episode once we do that. I don't drink any alcohol either, I should mention. Like, I'm probably one of the healthiest drinkers. Not even that I know, just in general, like one of the healthiest drinkers. Like, I am so thankful to my mom for really pushing me to drink healthy when I was younger, and I used to hate it. Like, I used to, like, want to always just drink like, freezing cold iced water. I never drank soda, though. My mom would never buy me soda, so I never liked soda because of that, which I am also super thankful for, because now I don't ever feel any need to drink anything super sweet and unhealthy. I love hot water. Hot water is the best now. I boil in my kettle all the time, just make hot water, and hot tea. Those are basically the only two drinks I drink. Hot, uncaffeinated tea and hot water. And both are just delicious, and they make me feel warm and fuzzy inside and happy. I don't ever need to drink any Cokes or anything like that. It's great. It's fantastic. Okay, it seems like everything's ready. I shall let Inquisitor know. I will let Inquisitor know once he is here, which is not now. It will be in about 3 days, because I believe the spear going upwards is Inquisitor. Yeah, it is. But we have all that set up. All that set up. How much beer was that? Was that 10? I'm guessing it was 10 beer and like four burgers or so, I believe. Because I remember I have enough burgers right here. It was either 4 or 5 burgers. I know we have enough for 3 sets though. And then 10 beers per. So we're almost there in terms of having all the stuff for the Inquisitor. We just gotta wait each week to get that stuff done at least, and not miss Inquisitor days. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Graveyard Keeper. Pretty long episode this time, but I had a lot to talk about. Not much happened in game, but we're making progress on the Inquisitor stuff. I just had a lot to discuss. Graveyard Keeper is sort of like a little podcasting type thing for me. I can talk about whatever I want in it while playing the game, sort of turn my brain off a little bit and just discuss things. And it's nice. So hopefully you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, comment, or subscription. They really do help me out. And I'll see you all on the next adventure.